Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 144 of Young Kings Wrestling, featuring the Sovereign Soundboard. As always, you can find us on most platforms that stream your podcasts, including Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and Podbean, and whatever streaming platforms that they have over in like Canada and Japan and Romania and all those other places that we established about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. But if you are on iTunes, leave us a 5-star review, preferably. You can leave whatever review you want to, but like if you rock with us for real, you leave a 5-star. Like you got to be biased towards us sometimes. Like be honest, but be biased. Like you can feel how you want to feel, but like just help your boys out in the algorithm, because you know the algorithm be hating. So leave us that 5-star review. Links to all the platforms are available at ykwrestling.com. And we got merch too, logo tees, Black Lives Matter, like more than just one. I was about to say Black Life Matter. Black Life Matters. You feel me? Yeah. I'm rambling. Also at ykwrestling.com, copy one of those pro wrestling, pro choice shirts as well.
Yes.
You know, we all about charitable causes here. So whether you're getting a pro wrestling pro choice, or a Black Lives Matter shirt, you can be assured that your dollars are going to a good cause.
Facts.
Big facts. As always, I am the thespian TC Fontaine, joined by, are we still Reek Reigns this week, or
the Chaos King, Reek Reigns?
You gotta do it 2 weeks in a row because you know history was made this past week. We'll talk about that. We will talk about that. What's good with you, man? How you been doing this past week? How you living?
Ooh, I'm good, man. I'm good. Sun came out, everything like that.
Yeah.
My allergies clearing out. Feeling good now. I'm feeling great.
Man, it's starting to get hot as hell in Vegas, so it's hot as hell. Gas is high.
Yep. Wow.
$50 only get you a half a tank no more, man.
When I seen it was like $4.80 something, I called it attitude. I ain't even need gas. I call that attitude.
You know, I seen somebody complaining about $4.19 earlier. I was like, I wish, because I was complaining about that last year.
Right.
I took it for granted. I just paid $5.16. Like I said, $50 barely gets you a half a tank now. It's some bullshit.
That's crazy.
It's all bad. So like it's cool. I work from home again, so it's a blessing. I don't gotta spend on gas. But I have an attitude when I gotta get gas.
Yo, I'm telling you, there was a time I didn't have to spend more than $20 on gas. That shit is doubled. It's doubled.
$22 to fill my tank. That was all it took. Around 2015. That was when Obama was in office.
Right.
And then like when Trump was in office, it went up a little bit, but it was still manageable. Like, you know, it maybe took it took about me $30 this time. It still ain't bad. I still had an attitude paying $30 to fill the tank. But now
I was cool, but this shit is out of pocket, bro. I ain't never seen it this high.
Man, like a few months ago, back like when the whole Ukraine stuff started, man, I went, that shit hit $80. I was like, nah, I'm stopping it. I don't care. I refuse to pay more than $80 on some gas now.
That's out of pocket, man.
You gotta get what you gotta get, man. I'm about to start flipping gas. Like, y'all got that gas? You can get a gallon for $2 right here.
Like, nah, I'm talking about real gas. Like, not that gas, I'm talking real gas.
Oh, they cutting that gas with water. They
gotta be. That's stepped on.
Burns so easy, bro.
Yo, oh God, I gassed up on Friday. I'm gonna have to do it again by Tuesday morning, guaranteed.
Bro, that's how it be, man.
And it was never like that, so I know something about. They stepping on it.
Y'all, if y'all live in a smaller city, be grateful. Because the LA, San Francisco, Vegas, New York, Chicago prices. Unless you living in Texas, you paying an arm and a leg.
Facts.
See, people in Texas complaining about $4.15. Like, man,
like, what?
got it good. Out here. Y'all got it good, man. All right, so let's just jump into this. You already know what we're about to jump into. You see behind me. Oh, this way. Sorry, my bad. You see behind me. Listen, man, I'm not the biggest Sasha Banks fan. I'm not, but I'm something like it. That's my dog. Naomi, that's my dog. And I know our subjects of the royal court have been dying to know our thoughts because they know just in a very, very twisted bit of irony. Last week, our episode on the cover art was Sasha Banks and Naomi. And the title of the episode was Pink Slip. Very, very ironic. It was not meant to be that way. If you listen to the episode, you know what we were referring to. But I know y'all been dying to know our thoughts, and unfortunately, I don't have any thoughts in regards to this. I have no dog, horse, car in a race here. I'm just an observer, no pun intended. No pun intended. But it's, you know how I look at things. I always look at things from a business perspective, and I see both sides. Sasha and Naomi's side, I see it, man. They were well within their right to leave if they didn't agree with what they were going to be doing. We've all done it before. So I'll support it. We've all walked out on a job when they had us fucked up. Is depending on what and depending on what that job is, we may or may not have shown back up again later on. I was watching I don't know if you know who Wall Street Trapper is.
No, it's something I heard of before.
Okay. Wall Street Trapper, just to sum it up, he's a brother. He on Instagram, he's like a financial influencer, basically. Dude went to prison and taught himself the stock market.
Okay. I know what you're talking about.
So I'm watching I'm just watching his webinar from him a couple weeks ago, and he was telling a story about like how, you know, financial freedom is a necessity, really. It is. Let's be real. It's a necessity. If you want to chill and relax, you don't want to stress yourself out, you want to be able to provide for your people, financial freedom is a must. And he was talking about how he was working a Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And he's from New Orleans, so he was talking about he needed to take some time off to go to his daughter's birthday party, and they were telling him he couldn't take time off. It was like, damn, I can't take time off for my daughter's birthday? He said, no, you can't tell me I can't take time off. I'm gonna go to my daughter's birthday party. Y'all do what y'all gotta do in the meantime, but I'm going. And he took a few days off, and he came back, his job was still there. So like, you do what you gotta do sometimes. If your job have you fucked up, you gonna leave. Like, I get it. And if it reached that level for them, you know, Sasha Banks always talking about how grateful she is of Vince McMahon on Twitter all the time. If it hit that to the point where they had to walk out, yeah.
Well, look, I'm a proponent of financial freedom. I mean, some of y'all know. I mean, you've seen it. I'm currently I have a 9-to-5, but I'm building a business because I don't plan on working a job forever. And that business is all about teaching financial freedom and independence and things like that, doing your finances the right way. But I got something to say about this, and I'm gonna keep it real basic because I got a 3-strike rule for this one.
Real quick, hold that. Let me finish up my points real quick.
Go ahead.
All right, so that's on their end, but like on the company's end, I see it as well. Because I feel like, I mean, we're talking about unprofessionalism. Both parties were being unprofessional. I think we can agree to that. Normal people can agree to that. So the motherfuckers trying to take sides, we can both agree both parties were being unprofessional about the whole thing. Leaving in the middle of a TV taping while you're scheduled it's a hindrance to everybody involved. The crew, the other workers, Like the people who thought they were going to be working that night, getting their match cut, talking about Nikki and Doudrop. Like, like Becky and Asuka having to, plan to go out there and work a full match, and they didn't plan to work a full singles. Like, it's a hindrance to everybody. Like, I've had the same thing happen to me on set before. We maybe had like 3 or 4 more takes, and then we was gonna go home at midnight. Dude leaves because he tired and he got to work in the morning. So we had to film for another like 5 hours. That is like shit like that is a hindrance to people for real. And as I always say, it's WWE shows, so I feel like they were in their rights as well to react the way they did. We know how they did with Stone Cold about 20 years ago.
I was about to say that because the people that are acting all appalled about the way WWE is treating this.
They're only doing this because they're black women. No, shut up. No.
Like, listen. Anyone's gonna make that argument. We will. But
yeah,
if you remember back when Stone Cold walked out, Vince did this backstage interview where he talked about it. He's like, listen, if we have you on the advertisement, we're putting your name and your face on these billboards for these thousands of fans that are coming into the stands and the millions of people that are watching, and you decide to walk out, you have now that takes away from everything that we just did. Like all these people that just showed up that paid their money, you're taking away from them and their experience.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not even so much us, it's the people. Like for those people that say that Vince don't care about the fans, it's like, listen, I put you up because the fans want to see you. So you screwed the fans, not even me. I'm just a promoter. Yeah. So it's like, from a business standpoint, you have to understand that aspect of it.
Yeah. And that was Stone Cold Steve Austin. They did that too. Like Vince went out there with a live microphone, trashed this man. The Rock went out there with a live microphone and trashed this man. They dedicated a whole hour. Yeah, hot mic. They dedicated a whole hour. A whole hour on Confidential. You can watch that on Peacock if you haven't seen the episode. It's on there. A whole hour just slandering this man. He took his ball and went home. You know how many times I heard that phrase that week? I heard it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I was a youngin. I was old enough to understand what was going on at the time. Ironically though, I feel like this is how the company shows that they care about you, because they did it with Austin. They did it with I think they did it a little bit with Brock. They did it with they tried to trash The Rock when he wanted to leave. Like,
oh hell no. That was half-hearted.
Yeah, and they doing it now with Sasha and Naomi. Like, I think that's how they show that they care. Because they didn't say shit when CM Punk left.
They had one. One.
It took them like 3 weeks to actually do something, and they did it.
They did it in Chicago.
Yeah,
and it was Paul. So I mean, like,
it was Paul Heyman.
Come on.
I think at that point they was like, man, good riddance with this motherfucker. Like, they didn't say shit about him. They didn't care
because Phil was being Phil.
Yeah. So I think eventually it'll blow over. Maybe. And what if it like it's crazy because they've been kind of leaning into that realism a little bit. Like, what if they just working motherfuckers like crazy?
Well,
I highly doubt that. But like, what if
after the first night, I was thinking that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, okay, this y'all digging a little bit deep in here. But my only thing is, I would argue that they set themselves up for this to happen. I'm talking about on the company side, right?
Yeah.
Because this is true. Like. It's a both sides thing, but this is why I have my 3 strikes. Because number one, strike one was you spent all this time creating a whole new championship, women's tag titles, without creating a division. Like, you just be taking women who aren't doing nothing and just throwing them in makeshift tag teams. Maybe they get a title shot, maybe they win it, but then there's no depth. There's no plan for sustaining a division. So that's strike one. Strike two. The way you were booking these 2 women in the last year has been atrocious. Naomi goes all the way back to 2020. When she came back at the Rumble, she got that huge pop, and y'all did nothing with it. And we barely saw her. I think she might have been on 36 WrestleMania, Pandemic Mania. She might have been on that card, but we barely saw her throughout the rest of the year. Then I think the only time we saw her at the tail end of last year was when she was getting Karenized by fucking punk ass Sonya. which got no end to that program. Like they had a match and they just say, okay, that's it, go your separate ways. And you didn't do nothing with her until you paired her up with Sasha and they had the Mania match. Mm-hmm. Now Sasha's been better. Sasha had the run with Bayley. She won the SmackDown title. She main evented Mania, but then we just dropped the ball. Like we didn't see her till summertime. You know what I'm saying? Which it made sense. You know, you want to save it for a big match, but then that match didn't happen. You had my guy out here spending money on merch that for a match that didn't even happen. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do that. And then you just after that was nothing going on. You wasted an opportunity at the Rumble. You know what I'm saying? She should be in my opinion, she should be the first woman to start at number 1 and run the table. I don't understand why we couldn't have done that. Which is going to bring me when I'm done with my strikes. It's going to bring me to something that I gotta get off my chest, and hell is going to freeze over. But I'm gonna let y'all know. But you had nothing for Sasha going into this year. You paired up with Naomi, and they had that match, which brings me to strike 3. So. The nail in the coffin was they come into TV that day, and that's when they find out that they have the 6-pack challenge match planned out. Naomi's going to go over, and then the plan is that they're both going to have title matches, singles title matches with Bianca and Ronda. With no program after that. They're just going to go in there, just going to lose, and that's it. And then they have no plans for them with the women's titles after that. So it's like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And again, on the company side, who was it? Smack Raw had Vince Russo on, and he was talking about it. Yeah. What's his name? Dude, Will, I think. Will had him on there, and he did an interview with him. And Russo was talking about this. I
pull up YouTube on this one. Keep talking.
Oh, yeah, it's on there. It's on there. I just saw it this morning. But he was talking about it like, yo, listen, I'm not one to quote Vince Russo, trust me. But he says like, yo, back in the day when he was there, he said it like 50 times. Back in the day when he was there,
Vince Russo on this page. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. But he's like, yo,
I couldn't imagine spending my money on Vince Russo. I'm sorry.
Me either. But he was like, yo, if we had TV on Monday, by Friday, they had, what they were doing. Creative, was sent to them. The top guys, Taker, Rock, Austin, everybody, they knew what they were doing on Friday before they got on that flight. So it's like, if you don't do that for them, and then they come in on Monday, why would you think they wouldn't be upset? Again, not justifying them just walking out the door, but y'all not doing right by them. That's a 3-strike rule. Mm-hmm. Now, you got that what queued up? Got that what queued up?
Yeah, I got something.
Cause
you want Stone Cold or what's good?
You give me Stone Cold.
All right.
But see, this is my thing, right? Because specifically with Sasha, because the stories that's been coming out is that Sasha's been pissed for months, and this is it. Ready for hell to freeze over? I found a quote that I actually agree with from Alka-Seltzer.
What?
I said I found a quote that I actually agree with from Alka-Seltzer.
I beg your pardon.
Mm-hmm.
I beg your pardon.
Let me explain. What he said falls in line with every other report that I've read, which, because, since I'm not one of y'all overreactors that be on Twitter having a fucking meltdown, I have been reading a lot of reports about the situation. And what he said is falling in line with pretty much everyone else. And it's that Sasha's issues goes back several months long. Specifically, as I just talked about, when we get to the Rumble. The Rumble, who came back? Ronda Rousey. The plan going into WrestleMania, a match that was set up for months, was Sasha and Charlotte for the women's title. But the second they found out that Ronda was coming back to WWE, they scrapped it entirely, and Sasha got thrown out of the Rumble within the first few minutes. So she
was going 1995 Shawn Michaels this shit.
She could have. She easily could have. Mm-hmm. So she said, he's like, yo, she was pissed about that. She's been mad about that for months. So this has been building and building and building. I'm like, well, shit. I'd be mad too. Because what happened at WrestleMania? It's not like you brought Ronda back to beat her at Mania. Charlotte went over. So you telling me you scrapped the plans that you made for me months in advance for this chick to come in here and lose? This star that y'all bring in to scrap my plans for, you brought her in to lose. And you delegated me out to have me and Naomi work a tag team match.
I mean, this is shameful shit.
I can't even dispute that. This is Alka-Seltzer I read from. I can't even dispute that because it's true. Who wouldn't be mad in that situation? That's that bullshit. I couldn't.
That's to say that he correct about that assumption that she was always set to win.
Yeah, it's like
we ain't gonna give him that long of a leash.
Oh no. This is what I said. Hell froze over. This is one time only. But because again, I can't sit up here and even dispute that because why would you? I just said it. Sasha should be the one, if anyone else, to come in at number one and run the table. And if that's what we had an opportunity to do this year, as opposed to what we got, bro.
And we got
wrong with y'all.
On the same night, we got the greatest Sasha Banks GIF of all time.
Oh,
we could have had history being made.
I'm telling you,
alas, it's just not a thing, unfortunately.
Petty.
Yeah,
petty.
But how do we segue into something else? Okay, I got something here. Let's pay homage to one of the greatest nights in the history of our sport that occurred 5 years ago this weekend. The era of the Maharaja began May 21st, 2017 at Backlash when Jinder Mahal beat the legend killer Randy Orton to win the WWE Championship for the first time. Hopefully the first of a few. But that's history right there.
It's history right there. You understand?
I'm not gonna lie. Even seeing that it was the main event of the show and it was one-on-one, nobody else was involved, all the way up to the last second, I'm still thinking like, there's no way. There's no way they're gonna do this. Like, I didn't know they was trying to like, dip into the Indian market and stuff like that. I didn't know about that yet.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like, it's no way they're gonna do this. Like, not and for Randy of all people, I'm like, nah, they gonna keep it on him till probably like SummerSlam. They got something. And so it wasn't until he actually took the pin that I was like, yo.
I was like, wait, I thought somebody fucked up. I was like,
right.
Like, wait, he was supposed to count to three.
And mind you, he had just come back.
Yeah.
Like
2 months before.
Showed up. Yeah, like
right before Mania.
Right, just going into Mania, it's like, okay, he come back, he brolic and everything like that.
Oh,
almost won the Dre. I'm like, okay, all right.
If it wasn't for Roberto Gronkowski, it would have happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this just we escalated fast. Even when he got the title shot, I'm like, okay, so he's just the first victim. This ain't going nowhere. But damn,
unfortunate.
Backlash like that was becoming the trend of shockers at Backlash, because I don't think anybody actually believed AJ was going to go over on Ambrose the year before that.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Like that was a happy surprise, right?
Jinder, like we had zombies like last year. It's crazy.
Oh god.
Hey, but yeah, shout out to Jinder. But we watch wrestling all week long here at YK Wrestling. And
yes, we did.
How's that 2003 coming along?
I took the week off. I'm going back to it this week. Oh, but nah, man. I told you this. 03 was a real wild time, man.
No, 03 was crazy on both shows. Like you had Vince just doing some shit that would have had the board of directors ousting him in real life.
I told you about the joint. One of the last ones I saw. Yeah, he talking about he bringing his 17-year-old to some board meetings and telling him how she doing favors for him. Like, hold up, fam.
In real life, he would have been done. But over on Raw, on Raw, you had Kane try to murder everybody that same summer.
I watched last week. I watched the episode where he had to unmask after he lost the match to Triple H.
Oh man!
So shit's about to get hot.
This dude went on a spree. It set JR on fire. All the shit he did with Shane, Tombstone Linda on the stage. Like, I was scared of Buddy.
Yeah, real shit.
10 years old, I was scared of Buddy.
It was bad out here.
Yeah.
And that reminds me too. Like, as I'm watching 03, and I don't think we've done this yet, we got to put Triple H on the throne, especially now that his career over.
I thought we put him on the throne.
Did we?
Did we put him on the throne like right after he had to officially retire?
Did we? I don't remember. I gotta go
or during the shit, the fucking, what did we do with Triple H like a few months back? The recap, the reaction. That's what the word I was looking for. It was not there. It was not there. Your mind just go blank. Like, oh no, what is it? It was not there. It showed up. The reaction video.
It was reaction. I don't know. Did we?
We're gonna have to check the archives on it, and then we'll see. I could have sworn we put him on the throne, but we gotta do an official throne episode on Triple H anyway. So
hell yeah,
that's Triple H.
Because I know like this is that the year is gonna end with Evolution winning all the gold.
Yeah, Armageddon,
and then he goes into that program with Shawn again, which was easily his best rivalry all time. Like,
man. Him and Shawn wrestled at every pay-per-view for like the first half of the year.
Yep.
Like, I think literally Rumble, Mania, Backlash, and the Cell at Backlash.
Yeah. Oh man. And that Rumble match too. I can't wait to watch that match.
Oh, the Rumble match hard. That might be my favorite match they had. Between that and the SummerSlam joint.
Yeah, SummerSlam is like, that might be number one for me.
Yeah, it does. I was, especially like Shawn's first match in 4 years. It was crazy. I'm about to run that one back.
Didn't miss a beat.
Nah.
That's crazy.
You know he was wrestling during that whole time.
Had to be. Because like you can't tell me you had your back broke and for 4 years you out and you come back and put on a slap like that. Man. Ain't no way.
He was going crazy. Shout out to Shawn Michaels, man. My GOAT. I watched Vengeance 02. Shout out to Kyle from the Apron Bump.
Oh, yes.
Seen he reviewed that, so I've been talking about watching it a couple weeks now, so I checked it out. I got about halfway through the show. But yeah, it was cool. Like, I skipped the first match. You know, I'll be skipping Chris Benoit matches. So redacted matches. I don't watch his matches no more, so I feel sorry because like this had Eddie Guerrero in it. I had to skip an Eddie Guerrero match.
Oh man.
So for some reason, it was acceptable back then to bring in signs that said Eddie Guerrero mowed my lawn. I seen it like every single week.
What the
they had one on this show.
Oh no, they wild.
Yeah, they used to wild back in the day. But we had Jamie Noble, Billy Kidman, that was crazy. Jeff Hardy, William Regal. They didn't really do much. It was a real short match. You know how they do the European title back then. Yeah. I think that was the last European Championship match before they unified it. We got John Cena's pay-per-view debut and Brock Lesnar's first official loss by disqualification, but it was still a loss.
Yeah.
To RVD. And that's where I turned it off at. So I'm gonna go pick that back up because you know the main event was a banger. That triple threat, one of my favorite triple threat matches ever.
That's top 3 for me. Yeah,
and it ain't 3.
I don't watch that match so many times. It's ridiculous.
And what else we watched this week, man? It's season finale week. The last 2 weeks here. In some cases, series finales.
Yep.
So season finale, Atlanta season 3. That was it was kind of mid. I ain't gonna lie.
I feel like that show just came back on.
It did. 10 weeks went by quick.
Thanks.
So, we had a Law and Order season finales this week. All 3 of them. Also, Chicago Wednesday finales, which like only one I ever seen of that was like Chicago PD. Like I'll be watching it when they have it on before Raw. Sometimes I'll be like, "Yo, this shit good." It all take place in the same universe, so like they be having like Yeah, so it's kind of dope. But yeah, I gotta watch Organized Crime, and I told you I gotta catch up on like 3 months of that. And then the OG Law and Order.
That show been hitting, boy.
Yeah, I told you the OG Law and Order. I couldn't take it seriously. I can't take Anthony Anderson seriously.
Oh yeah, no, I won't do it. I won't do it.
So like, I kind of fell out of watching that because like, I'm black. We used to watching Anthony Anderson when he was doing like, what was that movie with Jim Carrey? Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yeah,
like, he was.
I was thinking Barbershop,
Big Mama's House. Like, so I can't take Buddy seriously for real.
Yeah.
Shout out to This Is Us. This Is Us. They got their finale coming up this week, and this last episode, I am a grown ass man, and I cried for 45 minutes straight watching the last episode of This Is Us. So yeah, I ain't gonna spoil it for nobody. I don't know nobody that listened to this show that watched This Is Us. So besides me, but listen,
I can't do it. They be going too hard for no reason.
Nah, fam. The last 2 episodes, bro. I watched both of them straight, and I was like, I ain't gonna be no bitch. I'm not about to pause this to take a breather right now. I'm gonna just we just about to be crying, fam. Man, I was standing up the whole time watching too. I was like, oh man. I was out here looking like Patrick Beverly. Yeah. Real shit. Oh, I had big tears. I am man enough to admit it though. So
hey.
Listen. Yo, if y'all can cry when CM Punk come back, I can cry watching This Is Us.
Oh, real talk.
Listen.
Real talk.
We're gonna talk about people crying later on too. But yeah, if you know, you know.
Y'all should have been shamed last summer.
And also Better Call Saul is you seen Breaking Bad before? Did you watch Breaking Bad when it was on air?
Nah, I didn't.
The last season of Breaking Bad, they split it up in half. And we had to wait a whole year. So it was basically like we was waiting for a new season.
Oh my God.
It was some bullshit. I hate that they did it.
Yeah.
They doing it again with Better Call Saul. So like the first half is over with tomorrow. But we don't gotta wait a year this time. They're giving us 2 months. So I can deal with 2 months. I can't, but I can't. Ugh. Yeah, shout out to my shows, man. All right. This is a fast moving episode here, so I don't want to spend too much time with the BS. Peasant of the week. Shout out to Reek for sending me this one right before we went on air, because I had no peasant this week. I know y'all was probably expecting me to give WWE Peasant of the Week, and I told y'all I ain't on nobody's side with this one. But with this one, I am on the side. I'm on the side of intelligence. I am on the side of logic. I am on the side of just reasonability. And this, what I'm giving Peasant of the Week to is just the complete opposite of all that.
I'm packing the air, this gas what?
These peasants, few peasants.
All right, so I'm just going off the top of the dome here because I had nothing written. Joseph, is your name Joseph? Otherwise known as Joey Janela. Bring that ass here, boy.
Bring that ass here, boy.
All pun intended. I'm about to flame your ass. So here, let me just pull it up because I might have to splice the video up on YouTube when we talk about this.
Yeah.
I think it was last night at a GCW show. This guy, there is a video that I'm looking at right now of him with his foot on fire, and he goes to throw a flaming super kick at somebody. For some reason, folks thought this was a good spot to do. And when he did the spot, I don't know if he expected, when he connected with the super kick for his foot to go out, but it didn't. And his foot was on fire, which, what the fuck did you expect to happen? When you set your foot on fire, it's not magically going to extinguish just because, I don't know. Listen, I'm just upset. I see like fans throwing water bottles into the ring and the ref pouring the water on his foot, and his foot still does not get unextinguished. Yeah. Where, you know, they have these things usually for like fire, specifically to extinguish fires. They're big, sometimes big, sometimes, you know, you might need a little bit of manpower to handle one. It's like red, it's like a cylinder shape, kind of
they got
long
them in schools.
tall. They have them in schools. They have them in, you know, if you live in an apartment complex, your apartment supplies them. Usually you keep them up under your kitchen sink. That's where they tell you to leave them at. So it's easily accessible. They're called a fire extinguisher. I don't know if you guys have heard of one. I think this is like my second or third time seeing a fire spot on one of these GCW shows. And there was no fire extinguisher in sight. I feel like if there's no fire extinguisher in sight, there should be if you have a venue of that magnitude, which is very little magnitude. They usually only fit like 50 people in the fucking building when they do shows, and it's at capacity at 50. Because you put in a big ass wrestling ring in there, it cuts the capacity down because you're already in a small space to begin with. You would think like shit goes wrong, you can, you know, evacuate people safely. You have a fire plan, you have a fire extinguisher. And if you don't, you probably shouldn't be fucking doing spots that call for fire. Just my opinion. I'm just one man. But
and the thing is too, like, I know, like, you know, the Fed and other companies got bigger budgets and stuff like that, but you know, they find ways to work fire spots safely. You know,
y'all be making fun of them for having people with fire extinguishers on standby during Inferno matches.
Right, as if being on fire is okay.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? That, and it's like, you know,
Cody Rhodes will tell you that.
But it's like a lot of times, you know, some guys will like put on some flame retardant stuff on, you know, their gears, things like that, so that whatever fire they get in touch with isn't spreading or it's not lingering too long. But the other thing is that the spot in general is just stupid twofold. Because if you don't have some flame retardant, you know, anything to go on your gear, so you telling me that your foot is just going to be on fire until y'all figure out a way to put it out with no fire extinguisher, number one. Number two, this goes without saying, the super kick requires you, even though you're not physically, literally kicking someone in the face, it requires you, if you're selling it properly, if you're putting a move together properly, to get pretty damn close with your foot to that person's face. If your foot is on fire and you are hitting this move, you are putting that person's face close to that fire. So again, intelligence is not, it's not a requirement in this promotion. It's clearly it's not, because I
see the people y'all book.
Yeah, I don't think anybody thought this through whatsoever. He couldn't have. Cause what happens if you set dude's face on fire? You didn't have the fire extinguishers for his foot. Dude's face could have been burning for like a whole 2 minutes.
Right.
Like Cody when he did that spot off the flaming table. He was just rolling into shit.
Like Edge. Edge talked about that at WrestleMania. He forgot to put some shit on his body. He was burnt up. He was twitching. That was legitimate.
I'm about to say, like, he went dove head. He said before too, like, if he hadn't adjusted right before he hit it, his face would have went into it.
Yeah.
Like, he already had his arms and his chest, everything like that went in. But he was like, yo, I just grabbed Mick, took my face and dug my face into him, because it's like, yo, I didn't even realize how crazy this shit was until I was in mid-flight.
Yeah, man. And I'm looking through the comments though on the video right now. I see somebody, you know, also asking about the fire extinguisher, and this is why we refer to y'all as you niggas, because you niggas just be saying the most ridiculous stuff. Like we said, intelligence is clearly not necessary to wrestle or be a wrestling fan. This dude, in response, he says, "Oh, fire extinguisher. If you use those in a gymnasium, the fire alarm will go off. Typically, the only person that works for the building who knows how to turn it off isn't there. and the fire department shows up. In the meantime, while you're waiting for the fire department to show up, you have to evacuate the whole building. He's just rambling. Which brings me back to my original point. Okay, that's true. That's true because, like, as a college student, I've been in buildings that had to be evacuated several times because of like small electrical fires, and we had to wait for the fire department to show up before we could get back in. That's real. That's real shit. And this is an institution, so I can only imagine this small little situation going on. It probably gonna take forever. However, brings me back to my original case in point. Just don't fucking do the spot if that's the case.
Yeah.
Dumbass motherfucker.
God damn.
Yeah, I can't. I feel like for me, I can't understand it. Like, and this is what I said. I said this a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago, maybe. Clearly, GCW has a market. I don't know the people of that market. But
It's
it
not
ain't
me. Yeah, it ain't me.
I promise you, it's not me because I could not on good conscience sit up here and watch some shit like that and ever say that I would come back to a show or I would continue to be a fan of this.
Nah,
because it's just idiotic.
And listen, no offense at all to the workers at GCW. I know a handful of guys personally that work at GCW. Like, shout out to Juicy Finale, shout out to Midas Creed, Jack Cartwheel, Dark Sheik, shout out to all them. Yeah. But like this, I can't really rock with it because it's not my style. I was never really a fan of death matches. Like, no. You remember CZW back in the day?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get into that. Like,
it was outrageous.
Like Wrestling Society X that used to be on MTV.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins used to be on there, by the way, but I couldn't get into that. Also, like, I tried, which, like, also the fact that if y'all remember Wrestling Society X, you never knew when that was coming on. Like, MTV aired that whenever they felt like it.
Yeah. They used to just pop up on the guide, and I had no idea what the hell it was.
Not even that. It would never even be on the guide. Like, you had to just be catching MTV and see it all. It says Sucker Free Countdown supposed to be on. I'm watching. Shout out to Sucker Free Countdown.
Yeah, man.
I know I unlocked some memories just now. But yeah, I could never get into the deathmatch stuff. Like, even when they used to do like the crazy shit in ECW, I was just like, eh. Like, mild hardcore is where I can, like, when you get the dude's crimson face mask and all that,
right?
Like, all the time. Like, if it's rare, yeah, it's fine. But
that's one of the things. It's like when the situation calls for it, then
like, too much of it is just not special.
Yeah.
After a while. So.
Yeah.
No offense to y'all that enjoy it. I'm just not a fan of it. Like, and my first GCW show that I watched, it was supposed to be in Vegas. It was in Vegas, but it was supposed to be fans, and then we had like a COVID outbreak, and so they extended lockdown and shit, so we couldn't go. But you know, Wrestling Carney, they had fans in that building because you could hear them cheering. They just didn't show them. But yeah, I seen a dude like go through a door on that first show. I was like, yo, this niggas is crazy. A door. All right, a wood door.
Yeah, y'all be wilding, man. I really be.
Las Vegas wrestling scene. Where are y'all getting these excess doors from? Because I've seen doors used in like 4 different shows in Vegas before. Where y'all getting these doors from? Let me know.
What shit is that?
I just be getting free doors from people and shit on Facebook Market or something. Who be giving doors away? Who sell doors out here?
Who's spending all this money on doors?
Like, and they're used doors. So it's like, y'all, I know y'all not going to Home Depot buying new doors.
Ain't no way. I know y'all budgets ain't crazy like that.
No, budget's not crazy like that. Speaking of Vegas wrestling, man, all right, I'm about to just get in robot mode because if we were viewers of AEW, this is where we would be predicting Double or Nothing. But since we aren't, I'm just going to use this opportunity to talk my shit because there's a lack of promotion for Double or Nothing out here in Las Vegas. Like, back when I rock with the product, I was like, man, when y'all coming back to Vegas, come back to Vegas. Like Double or Nothing was at Daly's place 2 years in a row. It was supposed to be in Vegas them 2 years. Like, and so now like they want to come back after I stopped watching. It's crazy. But I haven't seen any promotion anywhere, bro. Being dead serious. Like I was just on the strip too. I ain't seen nothing.
How?
You see, bro, the show is next week. It's like 2 episodes of Dynamite, and then like, or not. I think it's like an episode of Dynamite Rampage. They got Double or Nothing. There's nothing. There's no billboards, nothing, bro. Like, man, what is y'all doing?
See, now this is why, and I don't get into these conversations much. I just laugh at them. But see, for the small section of closet of fans of us that want to say that we clowns for the stances that we take on AEW, right? I see. This is why I need y'all to listen. You really got to pay attention to what we say.
Why y'all not promoting y'all biggest show though, man? That's what I don't get.
Everything we say is logical. It's logical. That's all it is.
This is Las Vegas though. It's the most obscure shows have billboards everywhere. And this is supposed to be the second biggest wrestling promotion in America. In the entertainment capital of the world, y'all got a whole week of shows, and I ain't seen nothing. But every time I'm on the freeway, I see Cody face for Money in the Bank, though.
Oh God! But I'm like, to that point, Double or Nothing is like the second biggest show. I wouldn't say first. A lot of people would.
To me, I think I get why people would say it's when y'all getting to saying like Revolution, the number one show. Like no. Like it's either Double or Nothing.
It's all out. Yeah. But either way, like it's in that conversation. It's 1A, 1B right up there. Because Double or Nothing was the first official show that they did before they became, before they got on TV.
But like so I can see where they say All Out because All In was the first show they ever did.
Yeah. And All Out is where like a lot of big things happen. They have debuts and stuff like that, especially after the last year. So it makes sense. I got that. But it's like, off the strength of that alone, with it being one of your biggest shows, just like last year, WWE took SummerSlam out to Vegas and they made that a big ass thing. You have Double or Nothing out back
everywhere for that,
right? You got Double or Nothing coming back to Vegas. First time you took it outside of Daly's place in the last 2 years. You gonna have fans back. How do you not promoting that in the city, in the venue city?
Yeah, man.
How? That don't make no sense. So I was like, again. Everything we say in regards to almost exclusively white is logical. It's logical. Diversity issues. You don't get me started on that. The way you book your women, you know what I'm saying? Oversaturation of tag teams, your cokehead ass promoter, like it's all logical. And this is just another case of that. I don't know how in the world in Vegas.
Right.
What?
Like I know y'all don't got. Listen, I know y'all don't got WWE money because y'all just don't. It's real, but it's not ragging on y'all. It's just a fact. Like, no wrestling promotion has WWE money. Like, WWE didn't even have WWE money a couple years ago. So
like,
but like, so like advertisement. I mean, you gotta have something at least. Shit, like at least like.
It's not hard to promote in Vegas. You could promote a mixtape in Vegas and get some traction. Like it's not hard to promote shit in Vegas.
You know how many shady lawyers got billboards just up all over? You mean to tell y'all can't throw some bread to advertise y'all show at least on like one billboard by the airport?
Oh, yeah, man.
If y'all was serious,
that's insane. So like, Cody left, so y'all just stopped trying, huh?
Right, basically. That's pretty much you know we're gonna have like a picture of the Young Bucks like standing outside Allegiant Stadium where the Money in the Bank advertising that. You know they're gonna do some corny shit like that.
Yeah, of course. But it's like, no, man. Y'all saw Cody in that commercial and say y'all spirit is broken. Y'all ain't even gonna try.
So they had like the Warner Discovery like TV thing where they like promote to the advertisers and stuff what programs they got just to and the only wrestlers there were not for AEW. The only people who have wrestled a match before who were there, John Cena and Shaq.
I heard about that. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Like,
and it wasn't even for AEW. It was John Cena was doing it for, I think, Wipeout. Another season they doing Wipeout. Plus, like John Cena doing the Peacemaker stuff. So, and then Shaq, was on TNT for NBA.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
And if he wasn't busy, The Rock probably would have been there too, because The Rock is affiliated now.
I'm about to say he got Young Rock, he got the XFL coming. Like,
yeah,
they got TV deals with damn near everybody. So
The Rock literally got to deal with. He got to deal with Universal, Disney. He just got to deal with Disney. He got to deal with fucking DC. Like, The Rock is gonna bring DC Comics back. Like, the DC universe that they've been trying to do for the last 10 years and just failing miserably.
Oh yeah,
John Cena and The Rock, they bringing it back.
Oh yeah,
like,
Peacemaker is that show. I love,
especially because Marvel Marvel's still gonna have their people, but like I think like the general interest of people who not as dedicated is falling with them.
Yeah, I think
you got these characters that folks aren't familiar with now.
Yeah, they definitely peaked. They're in a good place now because like they have the shows on Disney.
They got hella content, man. So they
they can integrate it. So they still in a good place. But I think like the last couple of years was like a real peak for them. Yeah,
creatively they peaked and they're not going to be there, but like it's still good. But yeah, The Rock wants to be on their ass though.
Because I mean it's true because like. Rock don't make bad content. Rock does not have any bad shows whatsoever. Like Ballers was my shit.
Ballers they didn't even have a lot of seasons. Ballers was a bad show. Let's be real. Like
I was rocking with it. I didn't need it to be good.
I watched it.
I really didn't need it to be good. No, exactly. Like, I didn't need it to be good. Like it was like I didn't think none of it was like really crazy good. It's like I was just addicted to me. I couldn't stop watching it because it
was fun. Like it was interesting. You throw it on, you just lay back and chill, watch it. Like it's 30 minutes. Like. It's The Rock doing shit that like this man said I'm gonna take down the NCAA, and then they don't even talk about it no more.
Right.
Next season, like I remember Ricky got hit by a car.
Yo,
cool. Like I thought he died when that shit happened.
Yo, me too.
Like fucking what's my man? My man's from Gridiron Gang. The big dude. Or was he in Coach Carter or Gridiron Gang? Which one was
it? I want to say it was Coach Carter.
It was one of them movies. But yeah, he was fucking GM of the Rams and shit. Like,
yeah. No, it was Gridiron Gang. But that was that had me dying, yo. They bumped this dude up all the way up to GM, running the team.
Yeah. He was in Transformers too.
Yeah.
He was Anthony Anderson brother. That's another Anthony Anderson film that I can't take. I can't take him seriously in Law and Order because of Transformers. This dude was a computer nerd and he was fat and he lived in his mama's house. He was like 30.
And was he in a movie too with Eddie Griffin where they was they had babies and shit like that?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh man, dude from Sopranos. They all had babies and shit like that, and they was living at home.
Oh yeah, hold on. We gotta Google this. One.
That was that movie.
My Baby's Daddy was the movie.
Yeah, there it is. Yo.
Oh hey, yeah, Method Man was in that joint.
Yeah, Method Man was in there. He was the stick up dude. I want a chili up in here.
Hey, shout out to Method Man. That dude used to be a terrible actor.
Hell yeah.
On SVU, he was awful.
Yeah, I wasn't with that.
Yeah. Hey, let's go talk about some more wrestling for more people before more people turn the show off. I guess they're done now. I don't want to hear this shit. Came to hear about some wrestling. God damn it.
Oh man.
NXT 2.0. No, we ain't gonna start with that. We're gonna start with SmackDown, man. Come on now. Come on, we're gonna start with SmackDown because we the ones. We the ones, Oos.
Already know.
You already know what it is, man. For the first time ever, contrary to popular belief, this is the first time ever that the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships have been unified. The SmackDown Tag titles have only existed for 6 years, and there has not been an opportunity for those championships to be unified until now. Because we the ones, the Usos, for I think what is it, the maybe 5th or 6th time, have won the Raw Tag Team Championships.
No,
it's Googleable.
I don't think Usos won the Raw titles.
They've held them before because
they did.
I swear they've held them before.
I remember. It is Googleable.
It was when it was the pennies, when the Raw titles looked like pennies. They held them.
It was the pennies. I don't know if they hadn't made the split yet.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Raw tag titles yet, but like the lineage is still the same. So,
right.
It's Googleable. Let me go look. Wikipedia loading kind of slow for you, boy. Third reign. It's the third reign.
It says 3 times. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Okay. Third reign. I was wrong. Not 5th. I don't think anybody's held these things 5 times. Nah, no. I think the longest. I mean, the most reigns is like a few teams have held them 4 times. Damn, you dead ass.
Damn.
Eminem held it 3 times. I thought they held it 4. Okay. Anyway, the Usos. That's history right there. You understand?
It's history right there. You understand?
First time ever. Fuck them kids. Because yeah, fuck them kids.
Let me tell y'all something, man. They knew exactly what they was doing. They found as many kids as they could.
No, listen. Like the first kid, I think the first kid, it was this kid. He looked like Jonathan Lipnicki from Stuart Little. He looked. If y'all remember the kids, y'all know which one I'm talking about. He had glasses on. God. That was the first one they showed, and I was like, oh man, he trying to be the next Angry Miz girl out here. Like, okay,
right.
But then they showed this kid crying, like tears, and his dad was holding him, and I was like, oh man. All right, now they just being childish. Like after they show him crying and they show another kid, I was like, all right, now Kevin Dunn just
outrageous.
Kevin Dunn put up a triple double.
Yeah.
like I know y'all complain about the camera cuts, but this time it was justified. It was funny. Like this is the greatest ending. That y'all know that ending to SmackDown from 2001 that people always post when they need some engagement on their tweets.
Oh yeah, when all the different finishers in like 30 seconds
before Survivor Series 01. Mm-hmm. Everybody outside of that, this is the greatest ending to SmackDown ever. Like to see,
I loved it.
Children crying, to see children cry, even some adults were crying. It was one dude in the crowd. He was just like this. He just put his head down, shook his head like this. And they lingered on him for like 10 seconds. I was like, man, Roman Reigns, he had grown men crying too. Children and grown men.
So talking about, won't you think of the children head ass?
Fuck them children. But yeah, man, Usos tag champs, undisputed tag champs. In the words.
And shout out to CC, and this is why I said hell froze over. Shout out to Uncle Seltzer for being wrong again, because he swore up and down they wasn't unifying the titles. Right. Swore, oh my God, no, they had no plans to really go through with this.
It looks like plans have changed. That's his favorite thing to do whenever he wrong, just to save face. Oh, plans changed. They were going to do it.
Oh yeah, he always keep that in his back pocket. Oh, plans could change anytime. Y'all pay $13 a month for speculation. I don't care what nobody says. Nobody.
Yeah, I can do that. I could charge y'all less.
Yeah, man.
We got a few people in WWE that follow us, so I can reach out to them and tell them like, hey, yo, what's going on? I'll charge y'all $5. Look, I ain't gonna charge y'all $5. It's some folk. It's some of these journalists out here charging you $5. We could charge you $3. Charge you $3 for speculation. It's like
I'm saying.
May or may not happen.
And they had me for a minute too, because I didn't know this came from him at first. I had just heard it. I was like, oh, okay, all right. So they may be pump faking. I said that before. They probably pump faking on it. But then I found out it came from him. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah,
here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, so we did unify the championships, contrary to what Alka-Seltzer-Meltzer had to say. In the words of NBA champion with the Los Angeles Lakers, Avery Bradley, y'all knew what was gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
It was no other. They had me thinking. They had me though for a second when Roman did that little hug and he did that Thriller smirk.
Oh, bro, don't do that.
I was thinking like, yo, he about to excommunicate both these motherfuckers.
I would have been so heated,
but nah, we was good.
Nah, this is gonna put the final nail in the coffin for everybody who says that they may be. No, they are the best faction all time. Cause they never had.
I don't know.
One dude holding 2 world championships, the team holding both championships, both tag team championships, and it's like what, the 7th or 8th all together?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know, man. And at the time too, like Roman done held the championship for what, like 600 some days, the Universal title.
Mm-hmm.
Had the WWE title for about a little over a month now, almost 2 months. Usos, they done had the SmackDown titles for like what, 300 days?
If I had to guess from what I've seen earlier in the week, today might be like 306.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. It's Googleable though, so I'll go Google it real quick.
Yeah. Like if you look at like longevity for how long they hold these belts, like dudes didn't do that in factions.
Nah. But like
that wasn't happening.
I don't know. I might just be biased. I don't think this is the best stable Roman ever been in. Like I still got a small spot for the Shield.
I'm about to say that's
308.
Okay, yeah.
I was close.
The Shield just hit different though.
No, the Shield was something else. You had to have been there for the Shield.
Yeah, man.
And
they did their job too, because I hated the Shield when they first came out. I'm like, yo, why y'all be a pussy jumping niggas all the time? Like, it was 3
I was only mad because when they jumped John Cena and when they jumped The Rock, like,
yeah,
and they jumped The Rock on some pussy stuff too. Like they turned the lights off and jumped him. So like I was kind of mad then, but
at the Rumble,
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, man, y'all ain't shit for this.
Outside of that, yeah, it was cool in my book. Beat right back ass.
Yeah. In
hindsight,
and of course, you know, I still gotta have my spot for New Day as well too. Like I can't ever knock them off their spot. But I'm like, yo, this shit they doing right now is just different, man.
If X ever win a world title, dude, I'm keeping New Day right at tippy top.
Oh yeah.
And
that's the only thing.
Even if it's NXT,
yeah,
like he going up there. But
that's the only thing that would keep me disputing it, honestly.
Yeah, but yeah, shout out to the Usos, shout out to the Bloodline, shout out to y'all that was crying too out there.
Oh,
all
man.
y'all little kids, y'all gonna go to school. You just ruined a lot of kids' summer too. Like
that's a fact.
Like they just got out of school and shit. It was probably a gift for like it was their last day of school. Probably they was happy for the summer. Like they was like, we're going to SmackDown tonight, and then that happens. Oh well.
Roman Reigns is gonna be a source of trauma for a lot of these kids.
Oh yeah, y'all listen. We had Triple H, and y'all got Roman Reigns. So, but
hey, that's true.
What else happened on SmackDown? Gunther. Listen, Baldy just keeping it warm. He just keeping that belt warm.
Yeah, man. As soon as he showed up, I'm like, oh man, why are you doing this to you?
Hold on, I was like, nigga, what you doing?
Yeah, like,
and then
like
Gunther,
I figured
this how much is his name Gunther. Like he a goon. This how much of a goon he is. This nigga, he looked at him like, I ain't worried about your ass.
Right.
I ain't worried about you, nigga.
I'm like, I figured Ricochet wasn't going to be a long-term thing, but I mean, like, you just volunteering your services up at this point.
Like one, you was the first one talking shit about Gunther last week and got Gulak fucked up. So, like, yeah, man, chill.
Like, you think they don't got playback? You think he can't watch that shit and see where that shit talk came from?
He was literally around the corner and heard him talking shit. As soon as he seen it, like, so I heard you was talking shit, huh?
Yeah.
That nigga Ludwig was like, what'd you say about the ring general?
Right.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
Mm-mm.
What else happened? Oh yeah.
Oh, speaking of say it again, what is it? Max Dupree.
Yeah, that's on my notes too. Maximum male models. I'm gonna need to send in my my resume. All that. Get me on. Put me on.
Go ahead, shot in.
Hell yeah! All of a sudden, y'all like LA Knight though. That's crazy how that worked.
I don't understand that. Like
y'all hated LA Knight at first. I was like, why they changed his name to LA Knight? It's stupid. He's only been there 2 years.
Listen, I know how it goes. When you go from NXT main roster, your name's gonna change. We just gotta accept it at this point.
Yeah.
The only thing I say about all this is that y'all missed an opportunity because the last several weeks he was on NXT. And I know. Listen, y'all do this a lot, and I'm talking about you niggas. You do this a lot, like you did with Wheeler, talking about some Stone Cold comparisons and shit like that, being all kinds of hyperbolic. But with LA Knight, it was undeniable. Every time he came out to the ring, he had the biggest pop on the night. Yeah. Easy. And as long as there you go, big facts. So as long as you had him out here, he had a mic in his hand, shit was golden. So why would you, seeing that, why would you just like shoehorn him onto the main roster without giving him a proper debut? You know what I'm saying? Like, even if he's still gonna be a manager, he's gonna be a manager. Fine, he's got the mic in his hand. That's fine. That works for me. But it's like, give him somebody to debut with, then. So like. Y'all missing these opportunities to pop the crowd.
I thought he had a roster. He had a roster a few weeks ago. I seen my boy Manny. What's what I call him? Saudi Taker. Yeah, I seen he was on a roster. I seen my boy May.
It's like, yo,
yeah, my boy on there. Like,
right, like, yo, where they at? Bring them out here. Come on, son.
Like, who else? Like, besides me, who else you gonna get on there? Like, with Angel and Humberto not doing shit,
which is sad.
Like somehow they was on Raw on Monday.
I give up because I asked that question last week. I'm like, I thought there was a SmackDown tag team. They just out here having a match on Raw. What is going on? So
I even went to Wikipedia in the middle of the match. I was like, hold on. No, it still says SmackDown right here on both of their pages. What's going on?
I don't know.
Oh well. But yeah, we'll see about that. Shout out to Max Dupree. And then this one, hell is frozen over twice. Baron Corbin.
Yeah. Corbin got me this week, man. I was feeling that promo. Yeah. Every time I've seen Happy Corbin, King Corbin, Down Bad Bum Ass Corbin, Constable Corbin, I was turning my TV off. Like I wasn't paying no attention. Like I was skipping, changing the channel. I'll come back when he gone. I don't know, something about it this week. He came out there and I'm like, all right, let me get ready to change the channel. And I stopped. I was like, oh, this ain't the usual shit. Let me put my remote down real quick. Cause there was some edge in this promo. Like there was like
some Lone Wolf type stuff again.
This wasn't no goofy shit. I'm like, yo, where has this been? He was like, oh, yo, this dude was just mooching off of me and just trying to steal my shine. I was feeling this dude Wagyu beef and all this other shit. Like he was getting all this. He was living life. He was living his best life with me. And now, like, you want to switch up all of a sudden? Now you want to be Mr. Big Shot? Act like you done forgot about me? So you damn right I wouldn't try to take him. I was like, yo, like, nice to meet you, sir. Where you been at? Like,
you just been ghost for the last 7 years. Where you been?
So I'm saying, like, if you'd have been talking this shit the last couple years, I never would have had an issue with you. Like if this was bum ass Corbin, I would have been mad at him.
I was rocking with it, man. Like I feel like, all right, because you know what I said last week. I was like, yo, that's some haterism right there. Like you hating on your mans, but
haterizing.
But now that we have, we got Baron Corbin's side of the story, and I was like, okay. He said the nigga was freeloading, which like he was kind of freeloading and dick riding back around SummerSlam. It happened.
No, he definitely was.
So like, you know, I get it. He might have a point now. And we're going to take it to trial. We're going to let the jury figure that out.
Oh, no, his ass still going down. That's only one case. He's still going down.
Yeah. That's just one of the charges, but we're going to talk it all out.
You got a list on me.
Shout out to bum ass Baron Corbin.
Facts.
Shout out to Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee's just showing so much disdain.
Yo,
you know what's crazy? Michael Cole and Pat, they had more disdain for him fucking a trophy up than they did for him assaulting Madcap last week.
Yo, I swear, bro, this dude is sitting up there talking about this the same trophy that Baron Corbin won 6 years ago, and right. This is the type of respect he shows the trophy. Like, bro, he collapsed that man neck into a chair with that trophy. Right. Y'all ain't say one word about that. Y'all all on about this trophy. Like, damn.
This man said, the Andre the Giant trophy, which launched so many careers here. All right, you capping. Because who career did it launch besides Corbin's?
That's it. That's literally it.
Like Big Show was already a Hall of Famer at that point when he won it. Cesaro didn't do shit with it. Jay Uso, you know, he was, that was like the peak of, you know, his singles thing, because he ain't did much singles wise since he won it. Fucking Matt Hardy won it. Y'all probably forgot about that.
Exactly.
Like, Mojo Rawley won that shit, I believe. Y'all forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
So besides Corbin, who else career? Nobody's.
Nobody. That's it.
Did Damian Sandow win that shit, or did?
Nah, that was the year Big Show won.
Okay.
That's why people was mad, because it was like, yo, let's Sandow win that shit. It's not Big Show never needed to win this. Like, that was just you doing that whole Andre's son shit again. Yeah. Like, that's stupid.
Whatever.
But nah, man, like that really was done. Now, Jay, listen, Jay ain't finished. I keep telling y'all, I'm screaming it till it fucking happened. Like, we got a prophecy to fulfill, goddammit. But outside of that, yeah, there's nobody else that trophy's done it. I honestly don't know why they keep doing it, because it's the intended goal hasn't hit. It's just like with everything else. Like Money in the Bank was supposed to be something to elevate that person to the next level. It hasn't done that. Mid-card titles are supposed to elevate people to the next level. Now they just placeholders for dudes that they don't have nothing to do with. So, yeah. Nah. I don't want to hear that about the Dre. I really don't.
Nah.
If anyone has a right to deface that property, it's somebody that's won it already.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear that shit.
Maybe this is how they get rid of that shit too.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't need it no more. But no, Pat is really on that shit. Like, I forgot to mention this too last week when I went to the show. I didn't even know they had like a little thing they do on commercial break, the McAfee Minute. And he get up on the table, start like hyping the crowd up. And then I didn't even know this. Apparently it was Cole's birthday last week. So he got the whole crowd to start singing happy birthday to the man. And it almost cut in the TV sign. Like, the lights came on. My dude stopped and looked up at the screen, was like, oh shit. Had to jump down real quick. Like, we almost caught that shit on TV for a second. I was like, funny. Yo, please tell me they caught that.
They better have that like recorded or something somewhere, man.
Yo.
Shout out to
that was funny.
Us attending live shows.
Yeah, no doubt. And shout out to SeatGeek.
Shout out to SeatGeek.
Beautiful discount.
Team SeatGeek. Use the code YK Wrestling. Get $20 off your first purchase. $50 or more. Y'all know how that work out. Let's go through NXT real quick. We don't gotta spend too much time on that. I know you got something you want to talk about here, so let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
First off, in my notes, let's talk about Joe Gacy. Buddy think he the Riddler for real.
I don't get him.
I don't understand it. No, I'm just ready. I'm ready for this in your house next week. Is it next week? Not next week. It's 2 weeks from now. It's the night before Hell in a Cell.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah.
He just be rambling creepy shit.
Yeah. And I've given y'all like 3-4 weeks to get me on board with this, and I'm not. So apparently the stipulation is if Braun Breaker gets disqualified, he loses the NXT championship. That would be some shit, but I think that's just to gain some more interest in it, because nobody is like, I think it's more goofy than anything. So,
but not even just that. The steam is really kind of coming off of Braun for me. Like, also I
think like when y'all teased us with him being on Raw and shit, he was hot like 2 months ago, and now he's kind of cooled off. I think like, I get what y'all was doing, but I feel like he should have been on Raw after WrestleMania. Even if he was NXT champion, still like he still could have been champion, and then y'all could have had him drop it to Mello or somebody already. Like
and that's that problem with doing too much too fast, because it's like it felt like within 2-3 weeks, Braun is on debuts, and it's like weeks later he already done won the NXT title, lost it to Dolph, wins it back. It's like we done did too much too soon. It's like we didn't even get a chance to build this guy up to do nothing. He just like the star power was there, so let's just capitalize on it right away. So that's what happens. You shoot so quick. Now it's like, where's it left for him to go? So honestly he should have gone up.
Yeah, and this has been a long-standing problem with NXT going back to like when Sami Zayn and them was there. Like they know how to book the chase very well, but like once that's over with. And this is a problem in wrestling in general. Like the chase is the easiest thing to book. So once the chase is over with, like y'all just be giving dudes like these weak ass programs like Kofi. Like you just give him Kevin Owens off rip, which it was fun, but it was like y'all had to turn Kevin Owens back heel with the quickness. Like that was something like. Who else?
The best program Kofi had was Randy, and that's because there was history already built into it.
Right. So like Kofi, so Seth, same thing. Seth, Becky, and Kofi all won titles the same night, and they all suffer from the same issue with booking after the chase has been complete. NXT, like Sammy, it happened with Sammy, which like at least with Sammy, I'm not gonna say with Sammy because like his chase was so great, and then when he wins it, gets his ass jumped immediately, and then loses it first defense. Like they did him well, but I think the most egregious example was Shayna. Like they did the opposite of which they do. Like
the thing was,
we can spend a couple more minutes on this. I know we ran,
but it was like, the thing was, I was good with that because. It just like the same thing like with Roman. Everyone said, "Oh, you got nothing left. You back yourself into a corner. What are you gonna do now?" It's like I say this all the time. Whoever beats Roman is gonna be a star. So that was what I saw with Shayna. I'm like, she running through chicks just like this, left and right. It's making for a compelling match every time you see her because it's like whether it was Ember Moon, Io Shirai, Candice, whoever stepped in there, it was like they have a good match with her, and it's like if one of them beats Shayna at her peak, right where she was here, they're gonna be a star. Perfect example, Rhea Ripley. I think this was the best night NXT had against AEW head-to-head. Rhea beat Shayna, and she became a star. Mm-hmm. Well, she already was a star. She won the UK Women's title, but it's like it just elevated her to another notch. And it's like, again, that was the best night y'all had against AEW. So, I mean...
But what would have made that better is if Shayna never lost it to begin with. Right? She lost it to Kairi Sane. It would have just made that moment with Rhea so much better. Like even AEW suffer from that same problem right now with Hangman Page.
Oh,
like,
listen, I could do that.
That's a whole nother conversation. But it's the chase is so easy, and then it's the same thing is happening with Braun right now. Like it's just an issue over just across wrestling, altogether.
And if I get to talking about AEW again, I'm going to address that. Because y'all spent entirely too much time convincing me that Adam Page was the shit and then some. For me to sit back and watch that as he was from the year from him losing to Jericho for the first world title match all the way up through to when he beat Kenny, and now looking at what he's been, if CM Punk don't win in Vegas, I'm gonna be mad, honestly, because what has there been? They've been great matches. They've been great matches, but it's like you'd have to be invested in enough to watch them. Like him and Adam Cole, I watched it because I wanted Adam Cole to win, and it was a good match. But it's like if you didn't know nothing about either guy, how would you be invested enough to watch that match? Either of them. But that's the point.
Shout out to Thunder Rosa too. I heard she won the title 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen something. They said she's gotten a total of 20 minutes of TV time since then.
Case in point, what I said before. What I said before to you niggas. Just case in point to that.
All right. women's breakout tournament. What you got about that?
Yeah, so and this is a problem with tournaments in general throughout the Fed, but I don't like too much predictability. So the last four, I forget who the other two are, but I know Roxy's in it and Nikita Lyons.
It's Roxanne Perez versus Lash Legend and Nikita Lyons versus Fallon Henley.
Okay, we know what the end game is. We know who's going to be the final.
Lash and Nikita, part 3.
That either that or it's going to be Roxy and Nikita. But either which way, you're not going to tell me that either of them are going to go over Nikita to win the tournament. So why are we doing this when we know the results? You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make sense to me. And I say it now because we did it last year with the men's breakout tournament. Like Melo came out weeks ahead of the tournament before it even was started, had that match with Adam Cole and was a banger.
Mm-hmm.
And he lets you know right then and there, like, that dude is here. That dude's going to be on NXT roster for a while doing his thing. And then he goes to the breakout tournament. It's like, well, shit. We already know the answer. Like, what's the point of what's the point of the formalities? We know what's going to happen. So when he won, it was like, duh. And everyone else is going to get their time on the roster too. So it's like, we're having this tournament as if these people aren't going to be here. They're going to be here. You know, like Roxy's going to be here. Lash Legend's going to be here. So I just like, when you have talent like that are already being used before the tournament, it's like, don't put them in it. Like, they already here. Let them ride. Like, Nikita's been having squash matches, every 2 or 3 weeks now? The last for well over a month. Like, why does she need to be in the tournament if she's already been here? Same thing with Melo. So it's like, if this is a breakout tournament, you bring your new talent in that haven't already debuted and been doing the thing already. Put them in the tournament if this is a breakout tournament to find out who the next star is. We should already know who it is. That's the point. Like, if we know who Nikita is, we know who Melo is. Why do we need a tournament to establish them?
I agree. Which, like, they had the right idea for the majority of it. Like, outside of Lash and Nikita, it was mostly people you haven't seen on TV. So it's just Lash and Nikita are both in the semifinals. Probably gonna be in the finals. So like one of them at least gonna be in the finals. Like,
of course. It's predictable.
So let's y'all swerve. Let's have Roxanne versus Fallon Henley in the finals. What was the point of this?
Right. Like we again, predictability. It's too much. Like I already know the answer.
I agree.
But they just in general, they don't do tournaments right no more.
No, the last tournament they did like great was the King of the Ring 2019 when Corbin won. Like that was the last great tournament I remember because like all the matches were good. You didn't know who was gonna win.
Yeah, that is true. So, like, that is true. Well, but that stuff like that, the Mae Young Classic, Cruiserweight Classic, those were good tournaments. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We just been getting away from that too much. And then now they're talking about they're gonna have a tournament to crown women's tag titles. Like with what division? I just said this before. That was strike one. You don't have a women's tag division. How you gonna have a tournament with who?
You just about to have Natty in like 5 different teams.
Why you gotta say that?
She gonna go into Adam Pearce's office like, Adam, I'll team with whoever you need me to team with, just so we have bodies. Because I'm the boat. I can handle the pressure. Anyway, let's finish up NXT, man. We had a Mexican pizza defeated Italian pizza.
Hey man, he beat him at his own game.
Did.
Y'all can make all the arguments that you want to. Santos played dirty. Tony D was looking for his damn crowbar.
He didn't have it.
Didn't find it. And so Santos said, "Hey, listen, you want to play dirty? We gonna play dirty." Cold cock guy with the nuts, and that was it.
Hey,
that's how it goes.
What did you expect to happen, man? What did you expect to happen?
And all is fair in love and war. This is war.
Big facts. I love this war too. It's very interesting. It's very fun.
Oh yeah.
Listen, this is why black people. This is why we don't get involved in other people's issues. Because Idris and Malik,
y'all are so stupid. Like what?
Y'all could have just minded your own business, and now I've seen 2 stacks, or is it 2 dimes and stacks? Is it stacks and 2 dimes?
Stacks and 2 dimes.
2 stacks and dimes. Whatever them dudes' names is. They heard y'all talking shit. And they about to put the brakes on you. I'm sorry, fam. This is why black people, we mind our own fucking business.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
Now they about to hurt y'all. For what?
And then I'm gonna need Shawn Michaels, Triple H, whoever running NXT right now. I'm gonna need y'all to run this back, Wesley and Nathan Frazier. I needed uninterrupted. I don't want to see forehead Flintstone in this motherfucker. Just ruining the match. I was excited to see, bro. Like I was like, when I seen Nathan Frazier was like, yo, fam, you trying to rumble? And Wes was like, I bet. I was like, yeah. Like y'all probably should have saved this for In Your House and gave it like 10, 12 minutes to open the show, but I can rock with it right now. And then I see this big forehead motherfucker come out here.
They still can. They can run it In Your House. I won't be mad. I'll be tuned in.
I'm not either.
But I get mad when I see this. Like, what is your purpose here, sir? What is really your purpose? Because he just be in the most random of segments and interfering in matches for what? What's the end game here?
There's none.
What is your purpose? Like
There's none.
I'm not feeling it.
Get this man. I don't want to say like fire him, but like either keep him off my TV or have him establish some sort of purpose.
Put him on Level Up.
Yeah.
Put him on something I don't watch right now. Like
right. Shout out to Quincy as well, going viral. I seen all the visceral comparisons. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yo, with the quickness.
Yo, this is it's an interesting gimmick to say the least. I don't know what's going on. But I don't know what's going on, but it's
I really don't.
The reactions to it are interesting. Which like listen, Quincy, I think he lived out here. If he didn't live out here, he was wrestling out here on a frequent basis like last year. Wasn't doing none of that. So like, I don't know. Hey, if it gets you on TV, it's getting him on TV.
Yeah.
Or them, or I don't want to, misgender nobody. I don't know what's going on. So I like seeing people I know, and I like seeing people I know personally on TV. So
Max,
I'm gassing it up, especially like this is something interesting. Cause you come out here being, on some 2005 viscera,
right?
It can get interesting.
Yeah, man.
I want to see it on Fox. I want to see how far they can take it on Fox.
That's true though. Like if you got to see them in person, that's a whole different story. Like if y'all put Soa on Dynamite, I'm gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen that dude is a scary motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But y'all don't even have him on was it on Dark or whatever?
Who's Soa?
Toa.
Yeah. Like he be on Dark a lot, and I don't watch Dark, so like we never watched Dark.
I'm saying that's the only time I do is if he had a match on there. So I'm like, if y'all put my guy on Dynamite,
Yeah, well, he ain't been on Dynamite yet, man. He been signed to the company for like 2 months, man.
Right. Like that's an extra view for y'all that y'all can pad your stats with. So you know how they love to do that.
Thanks. Hey,
God.
Right. Let's get through Raw real quick so we can close it. We've been rambling. This episode gonna be long, bro. Yeah, it might be like 2 hours. But Asuka versus Bianca at Hell in a Cell is official because plans changed, and it's the first time ever for a championship, second time ever. Which like they wrestled on Raw a few weeks ago, and Becky Lynch came in. Yeah, that was their first time. But we're gonna get a real official match for the first time ever between Asuka and Bianca Belair. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a bang.
Hell yeah.
They wrestled 1-on-1 at a house show on NXT 5 years ago. That don't count. But so first time ever.
That wasn't Final Form Bianca.
Nah, yeah, that was like, I think that was before the Mae Young Classic. I think like she was just fresh in NXT at the time.
Damn.
Because Asuka was still in NXT. It was like May or something like that. Yeah, you get it.
Damn, yeah. Right.
Also at Hell in a Cell, inside Hell in a Cell, or Cody Rhodes calls it Hell in a Cell.
I knew he was going to do that shit.
Versus Seth Rollins. Yo, I forgot that Cody was in Hell in a Cell before. Like, I was thinking this is gonna be his first one, but he was in the Legacy versus DX joint.
Yeah, it's his first singles, but
yeah,
that Legacy back in the day.
Cody Rhodes said, "I'll see you in hell." No, that's gonna go crazy.
Oh hell yeah! I saw somebody said they might let Cody bleed a little bit.
When they said that, I was like, yo, they gonna let this nigga bleed. I said the same thing.
Yeah.
I was like,
they're gonna be in the main event, so it's possible.
Hopefully, it's main event. Unless Roman gets scheduled, Roman main event every time.
Oh yeah, that's the head of the table. Come on now.
I knew it was like for real when Roman main evented against over Ronda and Charlotte. I would have thought that was gonna main event, but it didn't.
Yeah, man.
They had Roman in the 6-man main event over it.
I'm glad it didn't, because I told y'all what I was going
to do.
I told
you. It was an I Quit match. I was going to quit before it came on. But no, that's going to be a banger. I want to see that. Hopefully it's main. And hopefully Cody bleed.
Yeah.
It's going to go crazy. And then what we got here? Elsewhere on Monday night, probably one of my favorite opening matches in months. The big bad Bobby Lashley, I almost called him, the almighty WWE champion. He ain't, not yet.
He's still almighty, just not champion.
Not yet. He getting it back at some point. It's gonna happen. They gotta give it back. But Bobby Lashley versus Omos, aka Nick Zilla, aka Big Black nigga. Get it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It top 5 cage match this century. I don't care. And Bobby Lashley got like 3 of them. So he got like 3 of them. We seen like a slight remix of the spot with Umaga when he busts through the cage.
Well, that one was more like the first Saudi show with Roman and Brock.
Yeah,
because they had
the same exact one.
Yeah, because he spears Brock through, but technically Brock's back hit the floor first, so they said Brock won. So he's like, "Oh, Lashley got thrown through," and he stood up on the floor. They was like, "Hey, don't matter how it happened. His foot touched the ground first. He won." MVP trying to protest like he don't know that. Like, come on, bro.
My only problem with it was like Omos is gonna stand there looking stupid. Like, nigga, you know the ring. Like Bobby ain't hit his feet yet.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you just chilling, waiting. Like,
and nigga just like, all right, nigga, I'll put your ass through the cage. All right, what's now? You didn't hear the bell ring yet, fam. Like,
I knew something crazy was gonna happen though, because I'm like, the way you booking this, like Omos with MVP, that you got plans for that, and Lashley's not gonna lose definitively, so something had to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this was a way to split the baby without doing too much to either guy.
I like how they booked it too. Like they started off, they ran the video package of Omos and Lashley at the beginning of the show, and then it was like all this stuff happening tonight, and then they had the promo, just dragging it along so they could take that break.
Yep.
And then bring it back right at 15 minutes. Like, that's how you know you've been running the show for 30 years. You can just do that shit effortlessly. Like,
smart
goals.
That was smart.
Shout out to Veer, my boy Veer. I believe he is on Hulu for the first time ever.
Didn't we say that? We said this was going to be the week.
It was a program, man.
Yeah.
He had a I ain't gonna call it a banger or nothing, but he had a little showdown with Mustafa Ali. So he fought a real opponent for once, beat the brakes off of him, took a selfie with Theory and the Miz. And here come the Mysterios. So that's happening at Hell in a Cell. He's gonna beat the brakes off of both of them. It's gonna be sad.
It's sad that we got to a point where it's like I don't even react when I see Dom and Ray no more.
Nah, man.
Like, what?
Like, Dominic took away all Ray's swag.
I swear, bro. Like I remember when they was debuting him. I'm like, oh, this is what's up, and he actually know what he doing. Like he could tell he been spending time in the lab. Like, okay, I'm hyped for Dom, and then it's like just started nosediving.
Yeah, ever since they lost the titles, it was like, yeah,
like you got to get rid of your pops, bro. You got to get rid of your pops.
Right, let your pops get his swag back.
Right.
They talking about Ray getting some new knees again, so like,
hey man, what that do?
So yeah, hey. But anyway, that was Raw, and that's been our show.
Yeah, man.
There's nothing else on my notes.
And real quick, and I'm gonna make this brief. We heard the news yesterday or the day before. Steph is taking time away from WWE. She's stepping down. Whatever the case is, because I keep hearing that this is like something that's close to the chest, and I mean close to the chest. They're not saying exactly what it is, but it sounds like for people that are around them that there's some personal reasons why she's doing this. I mean, you know what happened to deal with Triple H and stuff like that. Even though he's back to work full time, but whatever's been going on, it could be that, spend time with the kids. He got about 3-4 kids already. Some people say it could be, due to the whole Sasha and Naomi situation. And then something else came out the next day that a lot of her staff got let go through some of these cuts. So it's plenty of things to speculate about, but it's something that people ain't gonna know about. So whatever the case is, she's been there for at least about 20 years with no breaks. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's on screen, off screen, like she deserves a break. Let her be her, do what she's doing. Yeah. So, shout out to her.
Puts on WWE, man.
Yeah.
For my stock people, y'all know what that mean.
The funniest thing though that I saw was somebody posted the Mortal Kombat chain with Nick Khan moving up. It's like we passed Triple H, we passed Triple H, now we passed Steph. Vince's last up.
That's funny.
Oh man.
What if it's leading to a hostile takeover? And like Nick Khan is just holding it down, right? Like Nick Khan is like Darth Maul, right? But like Palpatine is The Rock.
Oh my god!
And niggas just trying to take over.
Oh my god! Oh, Vader. But nah, man.
Did Khan be Vader?
Yeah. That'd be, oh my God. That'd be some scary shit, but it'd be dope at the same time.
All right, no, the Rock is Vader. Palpatine is Danny.
Okay. I can rock.
Like, what if Danny Garcia is Palpatine this whole time, and they're just trying to take over every media entity there is? Like, all right, we got the XFL, we got a football league, like we own Hollywood pretty much at this point.
Basically.
WWE's next.
Yeah,
we about to just take everything.
You're just gonna come full circle, like the most electrifying owner in sports entertainment. Oh man.
Yo, what if we see that shit happen for real? Like Vince McMahon they just hype up a big announcement, right? Mm-hmm. And Vince is like, it's gonna preface, this is no storyline, and I have sold the WWE. This is real legitimate. Like that'd be some bullshit. Like who makes an announcement that they sold the company on television? Like y'all announce that shit in a press release.
He would do it.
I think for The Rock, you got to do it that way.
Oh yeah.
For anybody else, like release Vince that press release at 7 a.m. on Tuesday morning.
I'm about to say Vince would do it just for like the headlines, the pomp and circumstance, but
yeah.
Nah, man, that would be some crazy shit.
Let's speak that into existence.
Hell yeah.
You got to sell the company to somebody you trust.
Of course.
I don't trust Disney buying WWE. I don't.
Oh no, nah, man.
Like I feel I would not enjoy WWE ever again if Disney owned it.
Yeah, that's that. Whatever was left for the people that be on the fence. Just kick them off at that point.
Like, I'm hopping over that motherfucker. With the Rock.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
All you AEW people, y'all better go hide somewhere.
He buying that shit too.
Cause if you think he ain't tapped in, listen. Oh man.
Definitely about to tell them to watch their ass now.
Right.
Hey, let's close the show out, man. We've been on here for a while, so
yeah, man. All right, so y'all can find me at RickHavoc24 on Instagram and on Twitter. Also, go check out the Havoc Hour, talking sports and entertainment. All platforms where you find Young Kings Wrestling, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor. Video versions up on YouTube. Just put a new episode out about 2 weeks ago. On my cinema series, talk the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. And I'm going to have some new content coming out soon. Let me know when you're good to do Scream so we can set that up. But yeah, all the content is up there. Check that out. Also, the Instagram page on there, _ the Havoc Hour _ for a lot of updates on sports and everything like that.
And I am the thespian TC Fontaine. You can follow me on Instagram if you feel so inclined to at tc.fontaine. You can follow me on Twitter at TC Fontaine. You can follow Young Kings Wrestling everywhere besides Instagram at YK Wrestling. If you want to follow us on Instagram at YK Wrestling _ I'm kind of getting interested in posting on Instagram again. Is posting like anniversary content and whatnot and photos. I'm getting back out here shooting at these shows again because my schedule is clear. So
Instagram could just give us our page back too.
Yo, I'm all right. So I seen the clip. I seen the clip of this girl on the No Jumper podcast. I in the middle of me saying it, I didn't want to say it because like I don't be promoting that foolishness, but whatever. Yeah. Everybody gets a free one. Saw this girl on there, and she's an OnlyFans creator, but her Instagram got shut down, and she said that she went on LinkedIn and found the people who she needed to talk to get her page unblocked. And she worked her magic. I don't know in what ways. She worked her OnlyFans magic. Either, she, offered to sleep with him or sent them some, gave them some free subscriptions or something. I don't know. She got her page back though. I was thinking about hiring her. Like, get us our page.
Like, do what you do. And,
like, do what you got to do.
Yeah, man.
You said $50 can get me anything I want.
That's what I'm saying.
Get us our page back. You feel me? Yeah, I need that. But,
we'll send some fans your way. You know what I'm saying?
Also, we got a lot of wrestling fans, so
yeah,
we know how they rock.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and this is how we close our show. Fuck them kids. We gone.